Okay, now this is a first phase move. Ball off the line out, the pullback pass, then the 13 comes up, another pullback pass into the line Yuwani, and then the 15 is up from fullback. Go Pani, make this a beautiful thing. Rugby! Hello, and welcome to this week's rugby update. Also, congratulations to Ireland for defending their Six Nations title. What seemed like a bit of a procession at the end of Feb turned into a much more interesting competition over the last 2 weekends. Enjoy the revelries and just know that we are ready to grind your bones into dust when you visit in July. I'm sorry, that was a little mean. It's been like 30 degrees Celsius every single day here for the last 10 weeks with no rain, and my baby is sleeping like shit, which means I am cranky. And you know what? The positivity can go out the window this week. I will still be doing what everybody else is doing, but it will be laced with vitriol and spite because I'm using my platform today to vent about having to wake up at 3 a.m. every single day. Welcome to the Haters Six Nations team of the tournament. Porter's penalty count is too damn high. Skuman cut his hair, which shows a real lack of conviction. I don't want Genge, I don't want Cyril, and I don't want whomever's playing for Wales these days. So the winner is Danilo Fischetti. The big boy from Zebra is bringing the heat. Dan Sheehan is on pretty much everybody's list out there. And why not? Even his mid-level performances are like 8 out of 10s for most other hookers. Too bad for him, I am a recovering burnout stoner, and high skin fades remind me of my bullies. Smiley Huggy Bear Jamie George takes his spot instead. Tight heads must be massive, and they are not allowed to look like professional sports athletes. In fact, they are supposed to look upset to be playing rugby at all. This means the only qualifying players for this team are Dan Cole and Winnie Antonio. Antonio takes the spot because they literally had to drag him out of retirement to play. Bonus points there. I did agree with most publications on the Tadhg picks. He is the beating heart of the Irish pack. And then I remembered that Federico Ruzza literally exists, and I blocked all those publications. Mad Eyes takes literally double the number of lineouts of any other player in the Six Nations, and he runs on the wing like he is some kind of speedy flanker. He is partnered by definitely not 22 years old George Martin. He hits like a truck and he won the Battle of the Newbies against Joe McCarthy. Also, I am taking credit for him getting picked because I singled him out as someone destined for greatness in last year's World Cup. Sir Clive Woodard can only dream of such hubris. The only player that could possibly fill this role is Francois Cros. And that's because France are the only other country besides the box that put the correct number on the back of open side flankers. All other applicants can now leave. Charles Olivon takes the blindside spot because see the number thing I just mentioned. If you can't put the right number on your players' backs, then they don't belong in this team. Finishing Claude. Fine, Benel can be the number 8, but only because he'll be representing for all the short kings, being 6 foot tall in a 6 foot something world. Am I hating on the ladies now? Everybody can just go home. It doesn't matter how many accurate passes you throw or how many box kicks you put up. Nolan Le Garrec threw that pass. And if you're a number 9 and you do not throw that pass in at least one big game, then I don't want you. Fucking sweating. No wonder I'm so cranky. And look at the choices I have in this category. A child who's 24 already, a fullback that's as mad as a hatter, a literal soccer player, or the guy who cannot tee up a ball. I'm leaving this one empty. Not Cooks. Ollie Lawrence missed too many games. Maybe next year, Menoncello. Nick Tompkins played 4 out of 5 games and you'd never fucking know it. And by default, it probably just falls to Aki. Congratulations. Bricks, bricks, bricks. Everybody loves bricks. Actually, I kind of love bricks as well. So come on in, Nacho, even though you don't have 4 World Cups. We only at the fucking wings. Okay, who to pick? The Aussie, the Saffir, the Kiwi? No. This year, me and other sensationalist, old world, gammon eating piece of shit haters will only pick purebloods from France and Italy. Ioane is an Italian name, right? And finally, the final position in my team goes to my child, Ange Capuozzo, so that everyone can hear how to say Ange Capuozzo. Capuozzo! Okay, and then Keenan can come back next year if he wins another Grand Slam. Thank you for letting me vent while I selected this year's Six Nations team of the tournament. And congratulations to Andy and the boys again. Don't get too drunk. I must now return to the Urk to watch well-rested Saffir clubs beat up on Six Nations players who are exhausted in 30-degree African heat. I'm dying and I'm only talking. Hater energy gone. News loaded. Let's first do our now seemingly weekly Super Rugby check-in. Round 4 started with yet another Crusaders loss, against the Hurricanes this time. It is truly weird to see the mighty Saders that far down the table, but at least they get to turn their fortunes around against a team that seems programmed to mess it up when it's supposed to be easy, the Blues. The Canes are still the only unbeaten team in the competitions, and they seem set to continue that trend against the very skint Rebels this week. The Reds are carrying the Aussie flag, with the Brumbies as always just in tow. The Waratahs could also have been way up there if not for a few wayward kicks. All in all, this year's Super Rugby Pacific is pretty entertaining and competitive. Now if only they could up the drama a little bit by making it actually hard to get into the playoffs. The final news is of a few more international retirements. Kinda. George North is definitely gone, as he announced last week. He had a bit of a shitter in his final game, but at least we will always have the 2013 Lions Tour. Peter O'Mahony is apparently retired as well, or maybe not. He did look sad during the anthems, but there's no concrete evidence just yet at the time of recording. Maybe he'll see the state of his garden when he gets back home and decide that he can no longer go on long international tours. And finally, Manu's international career seems to be over as well, as he has signed with Bayonne. Blah blah blah, always injured, blah blah blah, what could have been. Go make your money, Manu, and thank you for giving us that 2012 New Zealand test. And I thank you for your attention. I will end this week's rugby update right there because it's so angry. I will be back to my optimistic self next week despite all the Lions freezing to death at the dog track in Galway. Bye.